Blue Earth Thing here, and I'm here to take on a meme. Yes, a meme. But not just any meme, but one of the legendary globe killer memes itself. Flat Earthers often ask why different images from different years using different cameras for different purposes make the Earth look different. Well, I'm here to answer that question. This meme is commonly shared in the Flat Earth circles, and they still use it as proof. Well, I'm here to show Flat Earthers why this proof is nothing more than them not understanding geometry and cameras. In the image, we see 8 different pictures of Earth, and they all do look fairly different from each other. So we will go one by one, exploring the history of the picture, checking what the purpose of it was, and recreating it with my very own globe. The first image of Earth shown is Blue Marble 1972. And can I say, this is a beautiful picture. This is my favorite photo of Earth ever taken. And contrary to popular belief, it is not the first. Though this is the first widely distributed picture of Earth taken. The picture was snapped during the Apollo 11 mission on December 7th, 1972. It was taken during a spare moment by the crew of Apollo 17, but Jack Schmitt is commonly credited as the photographer. Before we go any further, can we take a moment to appreciate this image? First, the original picture was like this. There. Now here, take a look at the detail this image has. To think that this picture was taken in a quick, hot moment. So quick of a moment that Schmitt didn't even have the time to turn the camera over to make north go up. Look at the detail of the clouds and the land. You can even see the 1972 Tamil Nadu cyclone up in the top right corner. Okay, back on target. This image shows the continent of Africa fairly clearly, and below it is the Antarctic ice cap. It was taken with a 70mm camera with an 80mm lens from a height of 45,000 kilometers at 5 hours and 6 minutes into the mission. From this height, one should be able to see about 43.7% of the Earth's surface. The Apollo crew took this picture when they realized this will be the first time humans have ever seen the Antarctic ice cap, so they took the picture real quick and went back to work. First, let's talk about my little globe. This is just a small globe picked up from Hobby Lobby. It is not the most accurate, but it will do its job. Every now and then you will see where some of the images don't really line up with the seams because it's very sloppily put together. My camera is a Sony camcorder on a tripod. I held it fairly close to try to match it up based on eyesight only. These pictures are not an exact science, but I think they'll do the job here. Obvious differences: the continents are not in the exact same spot. Colors are different, and my camera is not good at taking pictures. But overall, I do believe I did get the sizes right and showed that this picture is perfectly possible to take. The second image on this graphic is known as Blue Marble 2000. This image was not taken in a single moment, but over a long period of time and by multiple cameras. Now, before you call fake, composite does not equal fake. To demonstrate this, take a look at this panorama I took a few years back. In the picture is the city of Birmingham, Alabama. The best Birmingham. This was put together by combining multiple photos into one long image. Now I hope that no one would think that Birmingham is a fake city, or that it does not look like how it does in this picture. Now you can make panoramas like this in Photoshop, and a simple composite is just a panorama with extra layers. This image is a composite with lots of work though. This is a composite of images from multiple satellites that all have different primary functions, and none of which were just to take pretty pictures. The base of this image was taken by a type of geostationary satellite known as GOES that is used by NOAA to observe weather. Now, to get the oceans to look nice, they used data that was collected by the SeaWefis satellite during the months of September and October 1997. The land color was taken from data from a vegetation index from the early September 1997 by a Polar Orbiting Environmental Satellite, or POES. The colors and mountains have been greatly exaggerated in the image for artistic reasons. The same thing goes for the moon. The image is not sold as a single image of Earth, and to be honest, the closest thing to a picture of Earth in this image is the base photo from the GOES. This image was made so that the viewing public would have a nice photo to look at. I cannot find anyone claiming that this is a true single image of Earth. Now for the moment of truth. Is this possible? And looking at it, yeah, it is. Again, the continents are not exact, but they are close enough to show that the sizes are perfectly possible. Our third image is Blue Marble Next Generation, or Blue Marble 2002. This image is much like the previous one. Again, this is a composite from multiple satellites. But unlike the last image of Earth, this one is more like stitching together smaller photos of the surface and less like layering data from different satellites. To make this image, a satellite known as Terra carried the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer, or MODIS, and would take pictures of the surface. Then these images were stitched together later. The surface images were collected from June to September 2001 and were composited every 8 days to avoid clouds blocking the sensor. The oceans were put together using two types of data: shallow water true color data and global ocean color data. Topographic shading was done using the GTOPO-30 satellite. The clouds are a composite of 2 days worth of observations. This image, and more than likely the rest that will be talked about on this video, was put together so that the public would have a beautiful image of Earth to look at. But that only applies to the image as a whole. As for the different parts of the composite, those serve different functions. The pictures of land are used for educational purposes, and the entire map, when put together, is used for observing the environment. These images are available to the public, but before you download, realize these images are absolutely massive. They can contain up to 21,000 pixels across. Not as a whole, across. How this holds up to my globe? I think I nailed it. The continents look spot on, and so do the sizes. This is further proof that this image is perfectly possible to take on a globe Earth. Up next is this 2007 image of Earth, and I'm going to skip it. The position of the land masses are in the same spot as Blue Marble 2000, and I've already demonstrated that is perfectly possible to take. So we will move on and take on two at the same time. And to save time, I will be covering this picture taken in 2013 instead of the one from 2007. That is because the one from 2013 is a little more interesting to me. But let's not ignore the 2007 image. Here are a couple of quick facts on it so we can call it covered. Blue Marble 2007 West was made from data taken from many satellites over multiple years. It was also touched up on and put together by graphic artists. And again, this was made to look very nice for the public. A cool feature in this image is the city lights in Europe, those of which look really cool in this picture. Moving on to the next one. So what is this picture of Earth from 2013? Well, this is the only one in the video that is not associated with the title Blue Marble. This image was taken by the Visible Infrared Imaging Radiometer Suite, or VIIRS, on board the Suomi NPP satellite. Over a 3-day period from July 31st to August 2nd, 2013, the Suomi NPP satellite captured images of Earth's surface that are roughly 3,000 kilometers across, and they were later stitched together to make this image. The way that the image was captured is easily seen when you see the foggy vertical patches. Those foggy areas are sunlight that was hitting the ocean when the satellite made its pass. The reason there are 3 is because that is where the paths were. This entire image was taken using a single satellite with a single camera. So it's a nice change of pace from our previous 3 images that used heavy doses of graphic design. What made this image so important is what it shows. This image caught dust from the Sahara Desert traveling over the Atlantic and into South America. When you zoom in, it is very easy to see. There are also many close-up images of the dust that are publicly available and you can view on your own. This is one of the reasons why this image is one of my favorites. That is because it is pretty much raw, just like Blue Marble 1972. That is why there are clouds that cover up the land masses and just seem to be all over the place. And that's because they are. And how does it look? Well, I think it's spot on. Yeah, it's a little dark at the bottom, but you get the idea. And since this works on this picture, we can also safely assume that it will work on Blue Marble 2007 West without a problem, for they're so closely related. And finally, we get to the most controversial image on this meme, Blue Marble 2012. Well, if you know anything about Flat Earth, regardless of what side you are on, you've probably seen this image. And countless Flat Earthers complaining that the American Southwest is not that large. Blue Marble 2012 is a composite image like the others on this list. The base image was also taken by the VIIRS on board the Suomi NPP satellite. The 8 scans of Earth that make up this picture took place on January 8, 2012. The reason why this image looks so different than the others is because of the unique method that they used to take it. This image was taken at a height of 2,100 kilometers, and that is why so little of the Western Hemisphere is visible. To take this image, the Suomi NPP satellite used nearsighted perspective projection, and this gives the image an extreme fisheye lens look. That is
is the reason why this is one of my least favorite images of Earth, is the fact that it is so heavily distorted because of the method used to take it. Blue Marble 2012 was not taken for scientific purposes, but instead to give the public a very high-res image to look at. Now, this was a hard one to recreate. First, I tried to use my Sony camcorder like I did the other ones, and it really didn't turn out right. Then, I tried my roommate's Nikon D3200, and it didn't really work either. Then, I tried to use my GoPro Hero 5 while using wide view mode, and that was the closest I could get. Again, it's not perfect, but I think with the equipment that I have, is the best you can expect, and it does prove that this image was perfectly possible to take. I'm going to skip the last one, not only because I believe that I have proved my point, but because the cloud cover prevents me from being able to get a good look at the land masses. Nevertheless, I believe that I have adequately shown that all the images in this meme are perfectly possible to take, and demonstrated how they were created accurately. If I have missed anything or got something wrong, please leave a comment or contact me on Twitter at BlueEarthThing. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.